I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. Welcome. I'm in. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm in. Welcome to speak. 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 I'm in. I'm in. Who you with, Kurt, dog? Happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I don't know why my things are not working tonight. Um, okay, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let's see if we could change the background up because it's supposed to be working. But anyway, welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm Who You With, Kurt, dog. Want to welcome y'all to the show tonight. Hopefully y'all had a great day today. Hopefully y'all are being safe. Welcome to the show, T Cal. I see your comment said you're working tonight. I understand that. Got to make work hard for that money. Welcome to the show, Marcella's up in the house early tonight. Um, uh, Marcella said I'm in my office dancing, talking about hey T Cal. Welcome to the show, Radio, my brother from Canada. Yeah, that's what it is, Canada. Not sure why um my stream is not coming up like it's supposed to, but that's all right. We're gonna get through it though. So hopefully y'all had a great day today. Um, I know I did. It was kind of busy, but not like how it was yesterday. But still, we made it through it. Another day, and we are counting down uh, until Trump have to go. That's gonna be a wonderful thing once once he get out of office, because that's really gonna be excellent once he's how they say the wicked witch of the DC. He's out of there, so that will be great once we're able to do that. So so definitely let me know how y'all day is today. Uh, I don't know why it's not coming up like it's supposed to, but it definitely should. Um, and so I'm gonna try to work that out while we're going. Also, um, I want him to put up a fight. No, they did that already, so we'll see how that goes. And I just want it to be over with. Let him go on and go. As we all know, they are um, still picking people up. They're still picking them up. So um, it's going to be interesting. And for the next couple of days, it's well, not in the next couple of days, for the next several months, it's going to be very interesting on how they do all of this. So I seen today they have over 140,000 pictures and videos they are going through. Um, so it's gonna be a while. Um, he said, "Yeah, no, I mean I want them to drag him out." I think a lot of us would love to see that, for the simple fact that he need to go. He have to go. He don't have a choice. Um, After that terrorist attack that he dictated, so he definitely has to go. I'm trying to I'm trying to work on this um, string also at the same time because I'm using two different strings, and one of them showing that my background is black, the other one is showing green, and it shouldn't be that way. So I'm trying to work it out and see. But if we unable to get it working, we'll just roll with it. We'll just pretend like it's done. So um so hopefully it'll be uh we could get it done. I don't even know if I was trying to pull up. Yes, we are on Facebook. I was trying to pull that up because I didn't see it come up a while ago. So but we have a couple of things we're gonna hit on tonight. While we talking about the terrorist attack, um Cole James Bridge. Yeah, Cole James Bridge. You may not know who he is, but at the same time, I'm gonna help you out. That's what I'm here for. Um, I'm gonna help you out. He's actually a U.S. soldier, active U.S. soldier that have decided to wanted to do a plot on on the 911 memorial. So he's actually in jail now. Not only that, he also wanted to uh, kill soldiers that is fighting over in the Middle East. Man, that's not good. You want to kill our soldiers, and you're also wanting to kill soldiers over in the Middle East while you over there. So he's actually currently in jail, which he should stay there. I'm okay with him. He should stay there. Um, but he wanted to blow up the New York City 9/11 memorial spot. Like I said, he's an active soldier. And I told y'all, you got to be concerned about some of these soldiers. Just because they're in the military, do not mean they for America. So it's really jacked up that we having to discuss this. So so definitely that's something to pay attention to. He's only 20 years old. 20 years old from Stowe, Ohio. Said they allegedly went online on a forum and chatted with a person he thought was was with ISIS, but was in fact an FBI undercover agent. He's currently assigned to Fort Stewart in Georgia with the 3rd Infantry Division of the Army. He was arrested on charges of attempting to provide material support to detonate foreign terrorist organization and attempted to murder U.S. military service members. He faces up to 40 years in prison now. 20 years old and facing 40 years in prison. So that's the type of people we having to deal with. And that's never a good thing. Um, it started back in October. So this was before January the 6th. Um, da, 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 I guess in back in 2019, he actually started researching and consuming online, promoting violence and expressing his support for ISIS on social media beginning in at least 2019. He joined the army in September of that year. In October, he started talking with an undercover FBI agent posing as an ISIS supporter.
and with ISIS fighter in the Middle East. So so he went into the military basically to be able to do this. So it's a lot of sick people out here that don't care. They pretend like they for America, but the reality they're not. So radio said Trump Trump been the 45th president, and fitting he held a 45 pistol to American democracy in the last 4 years. That sound about right. It sound about right. T Cal said it's been afloat. It been flow all day. And then the minute I put my favorite show on, it get busy. Hey, you got to make that money. You got to take care of whatever type of work you do. You got to take care of them. Marcella said my home girl from Jamaica who lived here for several years is now going back to Jamaica. She said America was the place she wanted to be, and now it's just it's the place where she wants to leave. So sad. Yeah, that's crazy. This used to be the land of freedom where you could come no matter who you are and get a better start on life. But today it's really crazy, especially with the way that the coronavirus was handled. It wasn't handled properly. We have over 400,000 deaths in the U.S. alone compared to other places. Yeah, water is good. So yeah, that's let me know how y'all feel about uh oh cold. Yeah, cold. I messed this life up. Now this the same question I asked last night. Um I said the same thing about the Capitol, how they giving these folks bail. Now they stormed the Capitol, and it's wrong either way you put it. It's definitely wrong. They stormed the Capitol. He's made plot to bomb the New York 9/11 memorial. So it's definitely a complete different. Look like I'm frozen. Let me check on something. I think it's my regular system I'm using. For some reason, it had me frozen in action. So I don't know if y'all dealing with it on YouTube or not, but I'm gonna keep on going. Let somebody send me a message and tell me something different. So T Cal said just like there were veterans storming the Capitol. You're right. It was. Um, I'm gonna try to refresh this thing and see if it keep me on, and hopefully it don't. Okay, I think we're back in there now. Uh, I believe we're back in there. Let me check something. For some reason, the camera is taking its time picking up. Man, this hold on real quick. Yeah, it look like we're back on, but for some reason, let me switch cameras real quick because um okay. Yeah, I'm gonna switch cameras because for some reason it's not. I can see I don't have a picture up, but I'm gonna switch camera. Hopefully that don't maybe it's something going on with my camera. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the system tonight, but for some reason had to switch camera on it. So I don't know. Maybe Trump and got to my system. I don't know. We'll just blame him. Welcome to the show, Drew Craig. Thank you for letting me know you can. I was frozen. The radio said it can't see me at all. I believe you can see me now, so it may be something wrong with my camera. up there. Um, so I don't know what the deal is with it, but we definitely uh sometimes stuff just happen. You don't know what might take place. So I'm gonna see if it uh come back up. I'm gonna shut this system down and then bring it back up. Yeah, it looked good, but I don't like just having the green behind me. So, but we'll work it out tonight. We will get with it and move from it. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about hold on. Hold on. Okay. Uh yeah, let me know what y'all think about old Cole James Bridge. An active soldier that is actually serving as we speak. He's active and supposed to be serving our country, but since he been in the military, he been trying to find ways to destroy our country. So definitely let me know how you feel about that. And then since we're talking about national guards, I said the other day, I said, we don't know who's who that's supposed to be protecting um as the power change hand in Washington at the inauguration, and kind of find out 12 U.S. soldiers uh, was actually released of their duty. 12 National Guards was released of their duty, and I couldn't either. Radio, to be honest with you, uh, I don't think I could do a full day in there because I always say I'm too pretty to go to prison. I go to jail, so it's gonna be a bad thing. I end up going. Um, I'm gonna do like they did in what was that Martin that movie with Martin? Soon as he got off the bus, he ran up to the guard and hit him. That'd be me. I'm like, no, um send me to all right, there we go. There we go. I think we got it now. I'll be like, now send me to um solitary because I couldn't do it. Um yeah, that'll be hard. That would be hard. Yeah, Craig. I have to be in protected custody because at this point, 40 years, what's the chances of you making it that 40 years? That's the question. We don't know when our day may come. So I want my freedom. I love my freedom. So Drew Craig, if you don't mind, go ahead and click that notification, that like button, subscribe. And I know this is my first time seeing you on here. And if your page is not private, I would definitely follow you back. You listening on YouTube. What or state are you in, and or if you in the U.S. Because sometimes we have listeners from out of country, like Finston Radio. He's actually listening from Canada. So definitely let us know where you're at, and um, and welcome to the show. Continue to tune in and be a part of the show. So also the 12 National Guards that was relieved of their duties today because of the vetting that the FBI is doing. Um, okay, cool, cool. From Atlanta and live in Pittsburgh, Chocolate City. All right. Um, so they was actually relieved of their duties after they did the vetting. They found some things in their background they didn't like. Two of the individuals were to inappropriate comments and tests. And so two of them were. The other 10 member was removed for questionable behavior found in the vetting process. And the thing is, here it is. I've been saying it for the last couple of days. We need to watch everybody because we had active members that was actually um, part of the terrorist attack going into the Capitol. So we definitely need to watch everybody. Um, you you can't trust nobody during this time. They could pretend like they're all for America and they could do whatever. Like they said, the threats that came out. Um, they brought up said it's no way President Biden would be sworn in. They will stop it by any mean necessary. Any mean necessary is, I'm not saying these guys would have done it, but they background show they're a little suspect. So that's that's what we have to deal with. That is what America have come to, along with someone who get in the military just to do a terrorist attack on Americans. So that's a problem within itself. Um, so definitely let me know how you feel about it. T Cal said terrorists need to be held accountable. Yes, these elected officials that actually uh, talk about taking control and doing things, from Ted Cruz to Trump, um, Ken Patson, and all those Senate and Congress that was on board to try to overthrow the government. Yes, they all need to be held accountable. Um, yeah, it is nuts. What a way to start 2021. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. Um, now, one of my, I'm not, well, I'm going to just put it out there. Our governor, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, I cannot wait until his re-election come up because he have to go. I don't care where he go. He just got to get out the state, out of Texas capital. Um, After they did the vetting of the National Guards, he put out a tweet. This is the most offensive thing I ever heard. No one should ever question the loyalty or professionalism of the Texas National Guard. I authorized more than 1,000 to go to DC. I'd never do it again if they are disrespected like that. Well, first of all, Teddy, if anybody was disrespectful and would want someone to make sure these people are going to do the right thing, you will want them to check the background. Just like you've been playing around like you want to try to run in 2024, you will want them to check for you. Matter of fact, the people around you should be checked because you don't know who you have next to you. But you saying they should not run a background check after a terrorist attack on the Capitol? The threats that have came out of stopping President Joe Biden to be sworn in, and you're saying they shouldn't run a background check to make sure they don't have no ties to extreme groups or nothing? Hmm. Can't sound kind of fishy to me. I just hope those 12s are not from Texas. That's all I'm hoping. Because if they from Texas, sound like you might been doing some planning. Um, Drew Craig said, Ted Cruz, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Yeah, that's Ted Cruz. He got to go too. Ted Cruz. Oh, I did say Ted. I meant Greg. It's Greg Abbott, our governor. Ted Cruz is the Senate. Um, yeah, that was my mistake. I said Ted, but it was actually Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. But he still need to go too. Um, and Ted Cruz been kind of on the trying to stay low key the last couple of days because he's up under fire too. Like I discussed last night, that video that came out when they was at his desk and they was reading some of the stuff that was in there, and they made the comment, I don't know if the Senate want me to do it or not. So I'm gonna have to check and see what's going on. Darren Patterson, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the show. I'm sorry, I gotta stay hydrated. Um, but welcome to the show, Darren Patterson. Glad you could join us once again. That's another brother from Canada. So definitely thank you for always tuning in, supporting the show. Um, yeah, it I'll tell you like this, Craig. For Texas, we need to get rid of Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick. You may not know who he is, but he put out a bounty of $1 million after the election, uh, uh, out of his campaign fund, which I feel like is illegal, of anyone that can show proof of election fraud. Um, Ken Patson, I call that a little old thug in Texas because he was brought up on charges 5 years ago. 5 years ago, brought up on charges for fraud. Then, a couple of months ago, the FBI started investigating him again. That's a that's another name we need to make sure that it's not on this pardon list because um, before I came onto the show, I checked. I haven't seen it yet of who all's on there, but apparently, uh, what's his name, Joe Tiger or Tiger King or Exotic Joe, or they got a limo sitting outside the prison waiting for him. um, so and then Ted Cruz, he need to go too. All four of them need to go. And that's the Three Stooges and their cousin. Um, talking about Trump old Pennsylvania 3 million. I'm gonna assume that's who you're talking about. I actually did a show on that too. Oh, Joe Exotic. Yeah, I did a show on Trump and his debt, talking about all these cities he owed for holding his rallies, the cost for the police department, paramedics preparing for the security, and he refused to pay those bills. Not a shocker, he refused to pay his attorney, which knows a lot about him. So that's going to be interesting also. Um, yeah, so it's going to be, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be watching what's going on with the inauguration. If anything pop off, well, I'm gonna be going live right then and there because we need to be able to talk about it. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Um, so we need to get rid of Greg Abbott. He's I don't know what to say about him. And now we talked about it briefly last night. Um, what's her name? Riley June Williams. Couldn't think of her name last night, but that's the young lady that allegedly stole Nancy Pelosi laptop. Um, oh wait a minute, say what now? Texas AG owes 3 million in reward for finding voter fraud to Pennsylvania. Did they find any? Did they find any voter frauds in Pennsylvania? Because I it was somewhere I read about one. It was some other state, and I think it was one here. I'm not sure when it was. I think this was a couple of elections back, but um, but it was some guy, and I cannot remember the state. He actually used this. He actually used his dead mother name to vote by mail, and he tried to use, I think, his mother, his in-laws or something, and that's where he got caught. Now he voted with his dead mother name, but his in-laws, because it been reported that they had passed and it flagged the system, that's where he got caught at. So I'm like, all right. So I guess it was voter fraud, but he was voting for Trump though. He was voting for Trump, and I'm trying to think, what is that man name? Um, 'Cause it definitely came out. Uh, hold on. If it's your first time tuning in, sometime things may come up. We may end up having to pull it up. Oh, it was in Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. So it was in Pennsylvania, the story I was talking about. And see, what is his name? Bruce Bartman, 70 years old, allegedly registered his deceased mother and mother-in-law to vote using Pennsylvania online voter registration portal. Both as Republicans subsequently requested in return an absentee ballot on behalf of his late mother. Bartman confessed to casting a ballot on behalf of his mother, the district attorney office said in a statement, and explained that he cast a vote in the name of his deceased mother to re-elect President Donald Trump. That's what he said. So you know what? I guess in reality, um, Dan Patrick need to pay that money because they found voter fraud. I think he need to pay that money. Uh, so he definitely need to give it up. He made it national news that he will give up $1 million for anyone to prove voter fraud. It was proven. He'd need to give it up. He'd need to give it up. So uh Darren said yes. Oh, 3 cases? I didn't know it was three. I only read this one. Um oh, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't go all the way to the bottom. Let me look at this one. Um da, 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 da. So I'm trying to see if it's more on here. But yeah, if it's three, he only offered 1 million, but he definitely need to give it up. That's the bottom line. He need to give it up. So uh I wouldn't be surprised. I hope they snatch him up at the same time. Uh I sure hope they snatch him up too. Uh Radio. Darren said, what's going on? Darren, I think you stepped in one time this year. If not, happy New Year's to you, and hopefully you had a great holidays. Y'all has been safe up in Canada. Man, I can't wait until I get the chance to come up there. Um, well, they want him to be on the no-fly zone, on the no-fly list. So I don't know where the steps going on that, because he was very outspoken before that terrorist attack happened. Now he doing damage control and talking about, I condemn that. I never wanted anything like that to happen. But you spoke it. You kept speaking hate. And when you have people that are brainwashed to listen to that mess and they think it's true, this is what you get. Just like uh all of these folks keep talking about um all of these folks keep talking about they was listening to the president. They came there for him because he told us to come here to do this. I expect to be pardoned. um okay. um so they expected him to be, they want to be pardoned, like Jenny Ryan out of Texas did a video, a news conference, asking that he pardon them because I came there for you. You asked us to come. I came. Um, I came, so that's I think because we came, you should pardon us of it. John Fetterman, the lieutenant governor from Pennsylvania who is running for Senate, made a bet with Texas lieutenant governor. Oh, what was hold on. Let me see, because I didn't see that one either. That's what I'm talking about. We have some good followers. They bring stuff up, um, which I'm not surprised, because if he's a Republican, he's one of the ones that stood um, trying to overturn the election. Um, so it's definitely um, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Uh, okay, I see some. Okay. Yeah. Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor say Texas counterpart owes him bounty. He's asking for that 1 million. So after state uncovered voter fraud. Yeah. And that might be the reason why Lieutenant uh, Dan Patrick haven't said nothing lately. He been on the hush hush. So I'm wondering if he's gonna pay that money, if he's gonna pay it out of his campaign fund, like he said. Um, Jeff Fitter on Twitter recap: Texas sued PA claiming, uh, sure Texas got demolished, but my dude LG Dan Patrick put on a handsome reward for voter fraud. We delivered. He owes us 3 million. Pennsylvania. That's a lot of smuffling. Yeah, he said he owe us 3 million. So I'm wondering if he's gonna pay it or not. But there it is. Oh, in Arizona too. I didn't know about Arizona. Um, gotta I gotta pull that up too to make sure. Um, I don't see that one. They say it was on a fact check, said false claim of fraud in Arizona voter registration. Um, Claim over 2,000 people used the same address to register to vote in Arizona, and that comeback is false. So, not unless you have a name or something I can pull up on that, but from what I'm seeing, it's not true. Wasn't a bad reward was offered for any voter fraud in the U.S. That's definitely true. He said if anybody can prove voter fraud, I will pay you $1 million. And he said out of his campaign fund. But I don't think that's actually true. Hold on, we got a call coming in. I wasn't prepared for a call, but hold on. Uh,
Darren Patterson. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
what's going on, Darren?
Just came to your show and I figured I'd give you a call because I type so slow and I see it's giving you a bit of problems there. So I figured I'd give you the real thing and just we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, if you know the name, what part of Arizona was it?
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think. It was the one in Arizona. It was Republicans that were. It was just one vote.
Yeah, that probably was the one in Pennsylvania we was talking about, where the guy.
The ones there was 3 in Pennsylvania. The one guy who registered as a dead mother. There was another one who literally went and changed and went into another polling station and tried to go as his brother or something. It was stupid. The guy, he got caught before in the line. He got caught. And that was another one. I watched it. The Attorney General from Pennsylvania. He did an interview with Nicole Wallace, and that's where I found out about the 3. And the Attorney General, he said he'll take his $1 million payment in gift cards from some store I've never heard of that we don't have here in Canada. But it was pretty funny.
No,
so he owes $1 million. Well, $3 million. He found 3 cases. And that's why I remember the $3 million. Like there's 3 cases because he got 3.
Yeah, I seen he put that on Twitter that it was 3 cases and he owed him $3 million. But at the same time, I really don't feel like he's going to be able to collect on it. And I don't think Dan Patrick can actually pay it out of his campaign fund, because that money's supposed to go to nonprofit groups if he's not running anymore. So that would be illegal for him to pay it out of his campaign fund and bad enough for a false claim of fraud as for trying to overturn the election. This is the only election where I've seen this many lawsuits found out from all these lawsuits filed to try to get the election overturned, and all the people have spoken of America. That's saying that we're not anything. We got out, we vote, we stood in line, and they don't want our votes to count.
You're right about that. In Texas, you have those touch screens, Like there's no paper ballot at all. Touch screen.
Only paper ballots is mail-in, and other than that, it is touch screen. But here in Texas, at first, we used to be able to just pick parties, which I never done that anyway because I didn't trust and never trust that. So I will go through.
Everyone should be an independent.
Well,
that's what's wrong with the voting system and the electoral system in the United States. You have a 2-party system, and look how corrupt it has become.
Well, because the system
gerrymandering itself is just enough to just The federal government shouldn't even operate in states where there's no gerrymandering, but there is no state that does not have gerrymandering. To
Yeah.
some extent, in Texas, it's really bad. I don't know how you guys don't go start shooting each other.
No. We're not gonna talk about violence. We're not gonna do that.
Okay, well, how do you cope with that then? How do
Well,
you cope with having your vote and your voice stolen?
well, that's the
Like,
reason why we have a system in place. But some people try to get it overturned if they don't get their way, and because if they don't get their
no,
way, uh, because the thing is, all these lawsuits they filed, even Mitt Romney said that Ted Cruz and I forgot Haley or something like that. Apparently they didn't listen in class. He taught their law class, and they didn't listen to him because once our votes was cast and there's no fraud fine, why are you continue to file lawsuits to get them overturned? And that's the problem that we have, which that's why it's so important that we get out and vote, not just for the presidential election, but every election, because that's where our laws are made.
exactly. And for every seat,
Yes.
it's like here in Canada, our elections, it's a paper ballot. You get a little pencil, and that's it. You go into a cardboard booth, you put your X by the candidate you want, and every candidate is on there. It's not just related to what party you are.
Well,
if you're an independent, you get your name's up there just as prominent as everyone else's. It is an equal system. It's not corrupted like it is in there. It's not political.
well, what I meant
like
about what I meant about back in the days, you could just vote straight party. You had a choice. You could either vote straight party or you could go down and mark each one. Me personally, I've always went down and picked the one which candidate I felt was best for me and my family. So
exactly like
this
where I live.
this year
Where
they
I live, I vote Liberal, and that's a party in Canada. And the candidate here is horrible. I did not like the candidate we have. I didn't like what she stood for. She was more progressive than Canada could need. Like I live in a prairie province where rural people live rural, like a lot of farms in Texas.
yeah.
There's one big city in my province, and that's it. And it's what she was calling for would have just changed the way of life. So I couldn't vote for her, but yet that was my party, and that's who I wanted for prime minister was in that party. But they didn't get my vote because that candidate sucked. And
well,
you guys don't give yourself the freedom to do that because you take parties through family, and if you're my kid, you got to vote this way. Well, you got to start educating in schools. Don't you have civics classes anymore?
Well,
you got to start to fight young.
That's the key, because I know for myself, I mentioned this on the show quite a bit. One of my late uncles, Robert Smith, he actually got us started with politics as a young age. We used to go out as I probably was 14 or probably even 12. I'm not even sure. But we used to go out and hand out flyers for a lot of candidates. And they paid us to do that. Pay good money for a child. I'm not gonna even lie to you. One day you might make
Holy
it.
crap.
And yeah, you probably was making shoot, $300 or more, because you got paid by the hour and you got paid good. Yeah. So
that's good cash.
But I wish I would have stayed into politics and paid more attention to it and follow it over the years. But of course, once we get older, we start to steer away from it. So, but he would teach us about politics even as a child. He'll tell us, look, no matter what, you have to vote. That's why every election I go out and vote. I don't care what we voting on, I go out and vote. My vote will be counted.
Yes.
So
you vote your voice. Like that's your
Exactly.
place, and I know like the schools I've gone to, it was from junior high, from grade 7 up. We were taught that that is your responsibility. Like we had field trips. Like our polling places are in schools, and we had field trips in our school to go watch the vote. We'd sit there and talk. Like people would come in and vote, and they would approach us. The people voting would approach us and ask if we had any questions about on how we vote and how it made people feel. Can you imagine having that opportunity from the 7th grade all through high school to talk to people who are voting before you actually have the chance and asking why you're voting and what issues come to mind for you? And these people are willing to stand there and tell you it's their opinion.
Yeah, and
right in your school. Like the suppression that you guys practice is it's bewildering.
well, the thing is, they try to suppress our vote today. That's because that's what the American history is raised on from back in the earlier days when they would make threats to black people and try to get them to try to get them to try to get them not to vote by either by threats or anything. But people have to realize we're definitely in a different times now. So what we have to do as a people, we don't let someone try to dictate how we vote and how we don't vote. And I tell people all the time, I don't care what election it is. You need to be registered to vote and vote. And if you're not registered to vote, and if you don't vote, you don't have nothing to complain about because it's actually it's a worst case you're unable to allow your voice to be heard, but you want to complain about what's going on in the world. So I definitely appreciate it.
Like even where I am, I know your Texas Attorney General, your top law enforcement officer in Texas, is under federal investigation. He's been indicted on these are serious charges, and he is trying for Donald Trump. If he gets a pardon, Texas should revoke. They should charge him under state laws for the crimes he's committed. He's your own prosecutors. I think there's 11 of them have signed a letter stating that this guy needs to be arrested. He's investigating the FBI because one of his friends, a land developer, is under investigation.
And that was because when the pandemic first hit, he signed an executive order saying, "Hey, we need to stop all foreclosure." That was only to help his friend. That wasn't to help nobody else. That was to help his friend.
But now he is under investigation. He before the last election he was under investigation, and he was charged. And it never went it's still before
that happened 5 years ago. That happened 5 years ago where he was charged with fraud because he was representing his company and he wasn't telling people, he was getting people to invest in his company, but did not tell them he was getting a kickback from this company.
And he got reelected.
Yes, that's because people do not want to get up and go out and vote for the midterm elections and the local election. They need to vote.
Kicking people in the ass.
Well,
you got to stop letting churches dictate people how to vote. You can't let people campaign in churches.
It's not I won't say all churches.
They're the root of the evil.
I won't say all churches for the simple fact I know the church that I attend. Candidates come there during election, but one thing our pastor would say: if these folks come in here asking for your vote, you have every right to approach them and ask them what are they going to do for our community and question them. And if they cannot answer you, you don't vote for them. So it depends on the pastor of that church. But I know for my pastor, he'll tell you up front, and he will say it right in front of them. And my member's gonna charge you up.
watching American elections makes me very proud of our little pencils. There's a comedy show in Canada called 22 Minutes. They actually did a little skit about it, but went to the States and told people how we vote. And they couldn't believe it, that it was so easy.
Yeah.
So simple.
And
So
people would vote based upon if they like a person. If a person said, hey, you should go and vote for such and such, just because that person said, if they are a influence, they will go and vote for that person just because. But you still need to do your own homework of these candidates and see where they get their funds from, who they spend their time with, and where do they stand
if they're taking
on
money
their
from
policy.
the Cokes and the NRA is bankrupt, declared bankruptcy last week.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, if you're getting money from the Coke Industries and all these conservative groups, and then you got all your PACs that are not responsible to no one, that can spend money any way they want. Well, it's kind of a lost cause. Like, where's your democracy when you're buying an election?
Exactly.
It's not a matter of who the quality of the candidate. It's a matter of who has the most money and who can subvert the most vote. And that's the way I watched it come across in all these Republican states.
Exactly.
All those northern Republican states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, they're all Democratic states ruled by Republicans because of gerrymandering. It's such a problem. I would be embarrassed.
Well, you also got to
know that that's done.
Got to look at it like this too. When Ken Paxton filed that lawsuit, and all those states joined in with him, those other attorney generals joined in, they all was Republicans. Each one of them was Republican that stood with him. But before I let you go, Darren, I have one question for you. And I asked this question last night. I asked it earlier. How do you feel about these folks that did a terrorist act? How do you feel about giving them bail?
No, they committed sedition. They should be in jail. They should be the highest standard for what the crimes they committed. They crossed interstate borders to commit these acts of sedition. The punishments should be severe. Joe Biden should have an iron fist on this. If America needs to heal, then you crush these little seditionists. You make them into mush. You go after those militias, the Boogaloo Boys, and all these. We're the ones that protect our rights. Well, it's just horrible. It's a horrible thing what they've done. I don't agree with bail for any of them. They better rot. They want your country to rot. You should let them rot in your jails. Let them know that the law is equal and should be applied in both without. I'm trying to find the proper without their indifference.
Exactly.
To anyone.
And
it's applied the same.
Now, what? Let me ask you this real quick, because some of them is asking Trump for a pardon. Do you think he should?
No. If Trump pardons any of these people, well, then they better hold the Senate. The Senate better hold him responsible and impeach him. Well, just for the fact that he loses all those benefits, the only thing he gets to keep is security. He loses his pension and everything. His medical, his office, his staff. That's $1 million a year just for office and staff.
Well,
I have no problem watching him suffer through that. I wish nothing but bad things for Donald Trump and his family, for what they put your nation through, what they put the world through.
Well, I don't wish bad on nobody. I don't wish bad on nobody, even for Donald Trump, even when
sometimes you have to, because it'll make you feel better.
Well,
I know I feel better knowing
as
that he's going to be in for a world of litigation for the rest of his life.
yeah, but
It makes me feel good knowing that.
but as a Christian, I cannot wish bad on no one. Just like when he got the coronavirus, I prayed for him to get healed, and hopefully that will change his mind. And some other people told me, "Now I'm praying for other things, and I'm hoping he don't survive." But
you're a good man, Kurt.
Well,
you're a good man because you do those things, and I don't have it in my heart to forgive someone who commits genocide, and I don't. There's 400,000 dead Americans, and they're all on his feet.
It's on his feet, but yes. I also followed the Bible.
And he cannot forgive these crimes.
He
and
can't.
For him
but
to be able to walk away and get a military parade and act like he's all the man.
No, he's not gonna. He's not gonna get a military send off because they already said he's not gonna get it.
Him and Lindsey Graham. I want to see. The federal government charge the Attorney General of Texas for their election interference. That one would be tricky, but I would like to see it in court and fought before judges. Put it before the courts, then have an idea of how it's going to go.
Yeah, they definitely should put it before the court now, but we're gonna have to wait and see because I haven't seen this pardon. I haven't seen this pardon list come out now, and I keep checking to try to see.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you should have it on Rachel Maddow. She's got MSNBC. That's where I was, and they went to commercial. I came seeing you and got caught up, and I never went back.
So, have he released it yet, or?
No. There's about 100 names on the list. That's all they know. But Joy Reid's got an interview coming on at. It started already with Speaker Pelosi. That should be pretty good. I've seen part of it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely check it out. But as always, Darren, I appreciate you for calling in because it's always a good thing. Glad to see that you are still tuning in to the show. We're making some changes this year, and we're making some changes this year, and we're gonna have a lot of great shows coming up. It's gonna be good.
I get good music recommendations from your show, so that's one reason I come back too. I love talking politics, but good music, some good blues, some good. I like classic piano, like Inaldi, and Yuruma, stuff like that.
Okay, but definitely.
I do love the blues and jazz, even some country. I'm a big Metallica fan, so.
But
I'm all over the road.
But definitely check it out.
I like the way you research while you're thing. But I'm like when I'm on my tablet there with your show, I'm behind what you're saying, or you're behind what I'm typing, and so I try to put in corrections, but it looks stupid after a while. That's why I called in. It's like, this isn't going well.
Well, the thing is, because I try to go through whatever comment people make and try to respond to them. And sometimes it takes me longer to respond to certain ones. So it's not that you behind. I just haven't got to it, and I try to do them in order. I'm laughing at the comments that's coming in now. I've had several comments to come in. One of them surprised the pardon haven't come out yet. Guess Trump will wait until tomorrow. And the other one, if the pardon is, if the pardon is written in crayon, do they still count? I don't know. I guess. Hey, he right with that bit marker. But Darren, I definitely appreciate you for tuning in. Continue to.
I'll call in again just to get conversation going, and I'll try to be informed on your topic. But if I'm not, I'll watch and get it. I'll watch and get informed.
Well, I definitely have some good stuff coming up in the future. I could tell you we're gonna start having artist spotlights on Mondays. So that'll be one thing we will be doing. We actually have a artist that is coming up this Monday. And then also um we working on it. I spoke with him today. We have a couple of sisters that is starting a new um, their new streaming channel. So they gonna come on. They've been on the show before, and they doing some big things and here in America.
Okay.
So definitely stay tuned in, and they will be coming on next week.
Well,
And
I'm subscribed, so I get the notifications when you're getting on the air.
okay. Well, I definitely appreciate it. And
Okay.
let me try to answer some of these questions and continue to listen. And I'm still checking because I'm wondering who's on this list because it's a lot of people they claim that may be on the list, but I want to know for sure. Um, uh,
Yeah, so do
as,
I.
because if anybody
You know, so
who done this
I want our border security to know who is on that list, so they don't let those pieces of shit in our country.
I feel you on that. But well, I definitely appreciate it, Darren.
The language, but I have no other words to describe them.
Hey, I understand. I'm doing better for myself because I cannot. I've said some things this year, and I'm changing. I have to change. My wife said, "Wait a minute, baby, you gotta do better." So I'm like, all right. So I'm backing away from cussing that much. Um,
But when
so
I'll call in when you're talking elections and getting out the votes.
okay.
I'll call in for sure on those conversations because I'm very opinionated on those, and I believe education is
Okay.
fundamental.
Well, I definitely
Fundamental to a democracy.
all right.
Look at all those uneducated pieces of crap did in the Capitol.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate it. And like I tell radio, whenever we get out of off punishment and we able to come to country to Canada, I'm gonna definitely be reaching out to y'all. Say, hey, I'm coming. So definitely.
I got a big yard. I got lots of room. You can come visit.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Darren. You have a good night.
It's a relaxing rural area.
Okay.
Nice and peaceful, good neighbors.
All right.
Okay, and no hicks. We don't have hicks out here.
Well, I could.
People go to school and they're educated.
Okay.
It makes a difference in the quality of life.
Well, definitely once.
You have a good night there, and I'll keep watching the show and see what's going on.
All right. I appreciate it, Darren. Okay. You have a good night too. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that was Darren Patterson. Been rolling with us for, I guess, right before the holidays. He started listening to us, and he came back this year. I appreciate you, Darren Patterson. Always bringing good knowledge to the show. This is a show, a platform where you can speak your mind as long as you are respectful and no conspiracy theory. So I definitely appreciate it. You could call in just like Darren. He got the number from the top of the stream 972-591-3665. 972-591-3665. I understand typing in the chat, it can get a little rough from time to time. So uh you could definitely tune in. Couple other stories I want to hit on. Oh, and radio had me rolling, talking about surprised the pardon haven't came out yet. I guess Trump will wait until tomorrow. He'll wait until 11:50 to put them out. Or we'll just say the 11 o'clock hour, because it probably take a while to read 100 names on there. He also said if the pardons are written in crayon, do they still count? Trump didn't even send a plane to fly Biden from Delaware today. Hey, I don't know if I would want to get on the plane that Trump sent. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. To be quite honest with you, Biden probably said, "No, I'm good. I'm not riding that I'm not riding on that plane. Trump sent it. Mm-mm. I'm not getting on that plane. No, sir. Not doing that one. You're not finna make me fall for the okie doke. Uh, yeah, I agree with you. He is pitiful. Um, but also, no, Juliana, like I said, he said he's not going to represent him in an impeachment trial because he may be called as a witness. And one thing about Julie, he actually, um, he actually probably going to end up going to jail with Trump too, for the simple fact he was up on that stage cheering these folks on also before they attacked the Capitol. So uh, all of this is going to be interesting. Tomorrow is the day, how that old saying used to say, when the mess hit the fan. Yeah, it's going to hit the fan tomorrow because it's one of those doomsday. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm gonna tell you that water is good. Um, and oh, hold on, I was trying to take down. Hillary's probably glad she won't run into Trump tomorrow. Oh yeah, yeah. I seen this post that said Trump. Uh, how it went? It said something. It was talking about Trump, Pence, and Julie. Um, something to lie. Uh, the lie, the fly, and the die. When the dye was rolling down his face or something like that. But it's a couple of more I was going to talk about. Of course, I mentioned earlier that Raleigh June Williams from Pennsylvania, she was arrested. She turned herself in for allegedly stealing Nancy Pelosi laptop. But one of her friends said her ex boo thing. I think that's what. Oh, a former boyfriend. Yeah, her ex boo thing said that she contacted the FBI to identify her. Uh, I He contacted her and identified to the FBI that it was her in the video during the attack. According to court filing, the FBI, he told the FBI that she had intended to sell the laptop to a friend in Russia who hoped to sell it to Russia Foreign Intelligence Service. He also told the FBI that the sale had fallen through. Um, so she's in jail now, uh, trying to make sure she's not out on bail. But for her to, if they saying allegedly stole the laptop, but they don't know if she stole it. I guess it's not in her possession. They don't know for sure. Um, I wouldn't even waste my energy to wave at him. Uh, I wouldn't. Not at Trump. Mm-mm. If I waved at him, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. Then also Emmanuel Jackson. He was one of the first people to enter the Capitol through the Senate wing entrance during the ride. Um, he was caught on video making a fist and repeatedly striking a U.S. Capitol police officer, according to the complaint. At the time, uniform officer was trying to restrain a crowd that was breaking into the building windows and doors. 2 hours later, Mr. Jackson, carrying a military style backpack while wearing a black sweatshirt and blue surgical mask, was seen on video footage. And again, using a metal baseball bat to hit a row of police officers who were holding a plexiglass shield. He faced five felony charges, including assaulting a police officer with a deadly weapon. When Mr. Jackson turned himself in and to the Metropolitan Police Department on Monday, he identified himself in the video footage and confessed to participating in the violence, according to the FBI. A lawyer for Mr. Jackson cannot immediately be identified. And this is a, see if they have his age. Young dude, young black guy. Uh, I'm sure he's not finna get no bail, which he shouldn't. He shouldn't get no bail either. So he do the crime, you got to do the time. He's charged with 5 felonies, so that's gonna be interesting. A lot of life to uh, let his supporters believe they are besties. T. Callan snuck back in. I just got caught up with the comment. Hilarious. Trump is truly petty and sad. Darren said, "Hello, T. Cal." Um, yeah. So this tomorrow is going to be interesting. I have a appointment tomorrow. I'm gonna go to it first thing in the morning, but I'm expecting to be back home on standby because if anything pop off, I will be going live. Yeah, 5 is not enough, but this is one particular person. Um, they said, of course, the main charge is him assaulting that federal Capitol police officer. That alone could get him quite a bit of time because it's different when a federal employee is working on duty and you do something to them, they're gonna throw the book at you. But then on top of that, you part of a terrorist attack. So yeah, you should get the book thrown at you. I feel like none of them should get bail. And I hope the young lady last night, um, I got to stop reading the comments while I'm talking radio. Um, uh, the young lady last night, she said she know Guy Rifton, and if she reach out to him, and if he want to come on on the show to tell his story, we can make arrangement. Him and his attorney can come on here, um, or if his wife wanted to come on here and talk about it, we could definitely do it. Because I would like to know what did Trump say to make you lose your mind? Because anybody who listening to Trump with everything he done really needs some help. Um, really needs some help. So, like I said, I hope they she do set it up. I'm okay with it. The secret so see, I tell you, I cannot read radio comments while I'm in the middle of talking. The Secret Service code for Trump tomorrow will be we have dumped the Trump. That's about right. Actually, somebody had played know how the internet don't lose. So somebody did talking about the military's passing by playing Hit the Road Jack, don't come back no more, no more, no. And they're supposed to have been the military band playing this. I said, boy, the internet is undefeated. Um, I hope he does come on. I hope he do too. I'm not gonna even lie to you. We can have a peaceful conversation. We can talk about it and let us speak his voice. And that's an open invitation for anybody that was part of that terrorist attack. If you want to come on and um, give your opinion of what happened, more than welcome to come on. I'm okay with it. Um, I sit back and have me some popcorn and be ready. Uh, does the plane have to land before you get kicked out? Boy, y'all are on them. Boy, y'all need to be some comedians. Listening Graham. That song is Flip Flop Fly. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I don't think it was the military. Somebody probably just showed the band marching and they just added the music to it. Oh, excuse me. They just added the music to it, and that's all that is. I don't see them playing that, so can't believe everything you see on the internet. I didn't even watch it. I just read the capture of it. I said, boy, the internet is undefeated. Cause I know they probably did it good. But yeah, they are um a lot of these uh domestic terrorists, they are asking for a pardon from Trump. And and when I seen that they was Joe Exotic is waiting to and have a limo parked outside the prison for he could get out. I'm like, boy, these folks. mm, I think some people may be happy, some people may be disappointed. But like I mentioned in the show last night, they said one Senate, I think it was up in Utah, had been selling pardons, taking up money for pardons. So this is something that is really crazy. T Cal said, but wouldn't be hilarious if they did. No, it wouldn't. If they did it, I'm all for it. It would be wonderful. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I would laugh so hard. I don't know. I probably pass out from laughing so hard. Trump will show Biden had a small crowd for his inauguration. Probably will. And hey, he will talk about that. He'll forget about the fact that we're in a pandemic and we have lost over 400,000 lives. And in Texas today, I think it was over 4,000 new cases between Dallas, Tarrant, and Denton County. Over 4,000 new coronavirus cases. That's just three counties in Texas, the three North Texas county. That's not including Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and all those small counties between. That's just between Dallas, Tarrant County, and Denton County. So it's really scary. Um, and matter of fact, uh, my friend that I've been talking about that have the virus right now. I mentioned last night they was going back to the hospital, but when I paused earlier, they had sent me a message said, "Hey, just letting you know, they're admitting me. Don't know how long. I was worse than I thought, but since I can't eat, drink, they are keeping me on an IV. Like I said, they haven't ate in over a week and a half since this started. So, and they told me yesterday they was going to uh they called their doctor and the doctor said, "Well, look, we're gonna call a paramedic to take you to the hospital to get some fluid in." And they just now telling me that they're gonna keep him. Now, take it. I cannot go out there. Only thing I can do is communicate with them by text. But I'm telling people, hey, take this serious. I know down in Houston, Bow Wow, little Bow Wow, and the city mayor are going back and forth on Twitter because I mentioned the show last night about the big party that happened down at this club in Houston, and kind of find out it was a little Bow Wow um, concert, which I didn't know he had any new music out. So the thing is, he did this concert. I don't blame him for it. I blame the club for it because you knew how many people you can have in there. And because of that, you got greedy. You allowed as many people that wanted to come. And now you're shut down. And they should take your liquor license from you. And like the mayor said in Houston, some of these places they say they're a restaurant, but a club is a meeting spot. That's where people go and hang out at. And you doing stuff like this, you need to be held accountable for it. So I'm like this, hey, um, we got to be better than that. We got to protect ourselves because as we can see, our elected officials are not going to protect us because they're taking their time with it. Um, um, so how can Lindsey Graham even show his face? His treason now fashionable. Exactly. Those numbers are scary, T. Cal said. Rudy asked 2 million for a pardon form. A former CIA official convicted of yeah, it's these folks coming out the woodwork. CNN is reporting some Trump supporter think about to declare martial law. Man, where does this end? Uh, that's not what they want. And I've said the whole time, um, when Trump first started running, I said it wouldn't be good because he will be the one to do that. And I can see him waiting until until midnight and declaring martial law, which is just to stay into office. And that's the reason why they need to get him out of office. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, uh, talking about yeah. So a lot of people may not realize what martial law is, but it is a temporary imposition of direct military control of normal civil function or suspension of civil law by a government, especially in response to a temporary emergency where civil forces are overwhelmed or in a occupied territory. Trump is sliding down this slide. I would not put it past him. And I see exactly what you're talking about. It came out about an hour ago about what CNN said. Um, so it's gonna be uh, it's gonna be crazy because he will do it. I can see him trying to do it. Now, according to um Cato.org, said Trump cannot stay in power by declaring martial law. Um, It only hold on, let me pull it up if I can read it all. Calls for martial law in U.S. military oversight of new presidential election draws criticism. Um, the ideal of that the U.S. military would oversee a new national president election ordered under martial law by Donald Trump is insane in a year that he didn't think could get any more insane, a defense official tell military times. Yeah, have to get back to work, but love the conversation as always. Have a great night. You too, T Cal. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, my time is up. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep watching this. If he do, and radio, if he do martial law, he's gonna do it at a time right before midnight Eastern time, where I don't know if he will have to do it before, because I think his time actually fish. His last full day is at midnight, and I think he will have to do it before then, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm not an expert in it, but I don't see him the day of the inauguration being able to do anything. So whatever he gonna do, he have to do it today. He don't have a choice about that. Um, because that's kind of like uh here it is, just before the inauguration, he decided to send us to war. So whatever he's gonna do is gonna be done by um, midnight Eastern time. And I may be wrong. If it's somebody listening that knows how that work, definitely call in, put it in the chat. Let us know. Well, I know noon on the 20th is his final moment in office. Um, but the military is not giving him no special way of leaving or anything. Um, Radio said the military won't do it. They cannot follow illegal orders or anything that violate the Constitution. That's a good thing. See, like I said, I don't know for sure. I have no idea, but that's good to know. And I'm glad they have it in place where they won't follow it. So, and then again, if you have, I believe that's the reason why I think yesterday Nancy Pelosi was saying, "Hey, y'all need to hold up on selecting this uh uh defense of security, because we need to hold up. Don't rush and try to get him in there." So because he's a Trump supporter, and she's like, "No, y'all need to wait." Oh, excuse me. And so that's gonna be interesting. I guess I'll stay up at least until midnight our time to kind of see how this thing goes, because it definitely need to we need to know. Um um we definitely need to know. So, but hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. You have been listening to Speak on It with Who You With Kurt, though. Regardless of what platform you are on, like, share, tell a friend, click the notification, and come on back. We on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you have a show topic you want us to speak on, hit me up. You can call us, send a text, or even email us at who you with kurtdog at mail.com, who you with kurtdog at mail.com, and definitely be a part of the show. We have some great shows coming up soon. On Mondays, we're gonna start highlighting artists. We're gonna try to do one once a week. So if you are a artist putting out good material, please holler at your boy, and we can highlight you. Um, if you reach out to me, I'll tell you exactly what to do, because I do need to listen to the songs before we highlight them on the show. If you are playing good positive music that is uh, not hurting our culture, I'm all for it. But if you got a song that cannot go on the radio, um, saying B's and H's and shooting up, bang bang, shoot 'em up, and all of that, I'm not gonna support that. Um, but if you are putting out good positive music to help our culture, I'm all for it. And so definitely let me know. You don't have to be an artist. If you are a well, it's still artist, but if you're not a rapper or a singer, but you do other type of stuff in the community that is positive, definitely reach out to me, because we want to be able to uplift you and get your name out there. You never know who listened to the show. So definitely come be a part of it. Um, we have a couple of young ladies coming up next week that's going to come on the show and talk about what they doing. So definitely holler at me, holler at your boy, and let's pull each other up and do some positive things for each other. Radio Darren T Cal. Um, I'm bad with names. Marcellus. Uh, yeah, Drew Craig, and all the ones that actually tune in. I've been looking at the numbers as they come in. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, following the show. Please like, share, tell a friend, click the notification for whenever we come on. You can always tune in. Um, until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, not unless something crazy happen between now and then. I will see y'all tomorrow if the good Lord say the same. Until then, peace.